Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be reviewing the Poker and Oldham Murphy bed or wall bed. Here you see its main feature and let's dive into its details. Here we see a composition of 275.5 centimeters, but we must consider that the basic element is 175.5 from ear to ear. This is the dimension of the standard Italian mattress version, which gives you a bed of 160 centimeters. Of course, there are other dimensions available. And on top of these 175, two columns have been added, 50 centimeters each, one on each side. On top of these side columns, you can also have an element which can be added on top to go higher than the 223 of the standard height that you see here. You must consider that it has a depth of 40 centimeters, the furniture element behind the sofa. The overall depth with the furniture and the sofa is 122, which means that it is 22, 25, 30 possibly centimeters more than a good sofa bed. So this sort of solution is deeper than a sofa bed, and of course it gives you more comfort when you sleep on the bed itself and more convenience when you open and close it. So I'm not saying that a sofa bed is better than a Murphy beds. They are just different solutions to a similar need, combining a sofa with a bed. So 122, and when you open the bed, it has an overall depth of 223 centimeters, which is very similar to most sofa beds. When you add the columns onto the sides, the columns start as being bookshelves, so they are without doors, and you can add doors, and you can turn these columns, these bookshelves, into tiny but effective closets. And here we see this column. We have hanging space here, okay, and we have a door here. And this is peculiar because you can use all the available space, but here you have a fixed panel which is placed here in order to cover the back of the armrest of the sofa. Let's focus on the movement itself. Here we have different handles to choose from. This is not my favorite. I prefer the fixed handle, but I can tell you that for shorter people this could be very useful, because with the fixed handle you need to pull from here, and I have no problem in doing it. If I imagine something shorter, he would need or she would need to grab the elastic band here, pull the first bit, and this could make it more convenient for a shorter person. I need to exert a certain strength, not much I must say. I am actually feeling a bad backache today, and I can open it and close it properly. The mechanism is perfectly safe in the sense that you see you need to accompany it a bit, but you cannot have any issue because it does open or close too fast. Everything is meant for safety. I can show you here the open bed with a fully standard mattress. We have these bands to keep the mattress firm when it's closed. You have the metal and beechwood orthopedic frame. In this case, you can choose between the orthopedic mattress and the memory foam mattress, and it has a fully standard measure, 160 by 200. You can use traditional normal blankets, and you can leave them installed when the bed is closed. This is a difference between, for example, a Murphy bed, a wall bed, and the sofa bed. In a sofa bed, you should not leave anything when the bed is folded. You could leave the underneath sheet, but not more than that. While with this sort of bed, you have some space. For example, you can leave sheets. You might not fit a duvet inside it, but of course, when you open the fact that you open the bed and the bed is ready is a good thing, a very good thing in comparison to a sofa bed. So we have discussed the differences between a Murphy bed, a wall bed, and a sofa bed. And of course, the best choice depends on your needs, on your situation. But what is your take? Do you prefer a Murphy bed or a sofa bed? Write it in the comments. Here we see some accessories that we can have inside of the bed, and we can use them when it's open. We have lights, which can be turned on and off with a touch here. Here we have the headboard. This is an accessory headboard. It's 5 centimeters thick. Its fabric, it's not removable, and it does take some space when the bed is closed. So, for example, if you want to fit more blankets or a duvet, this could take up some space. But of course, when the bed is open, the aesthetic perception and also the comfort that you can get from when you, for example, sit on the bed and read a book, this is an upholstered panel, which can be matched, of course, to the fabric that you choose for the sofa, and so it does add value in terms of aesthetics and in terms of comfort. So, one detail, this plastic carter here does cover the mechanism, the levers which allow the proper opening and closing of the mechanism. And one important information about the mattress, you can source the mattress from any source that you choose. You can buy it from us, you can buy it from anywhere. What is very important is its dimensions, which must be the proper dimensions which are written in the product page, its height, which is 20 centimeters high, and even more important, it's its weight. And we specify the required weights based on the width of the mattress, and there's a range. Because the point is that these levers which allow, and springs which allow for the proper closing and opening of the mechanism without much effort and in perfect safety are adjusted based on the weight of the mattress. So with a mattress which is heavier or lighter than the described range, the mechanism will not work properly. And I can tell you, it sounds like a joke, but it did happen a few years ago. A client of ours who purchased a bed like this actually purchased a different mattress, and he did not stick to the range of weights that we suggested. And he wrote to us and he sent us a very funny video, with full respect to this client of ours, where he was actually laying on the mattress, and the mattress would have the tendency to close back on its own, and he was wondering why. And then by talking to the client, we found out the problem was the weight of the mattress. This is very important. Now I'll close it. Bear in mind that I have the backache today. So I can imagine a granny doing it, because today I feel like a granny. And at some point, you don't need to exert any more strength, any more effort, because at this point, of course, if it's below that threshold and it does come back, it will come back with all the needed safety. At this point, it will stop, and then I need to give a tiny push, okay, and it's closed. And then it has magnets above, which allow for the proper closing of the unit. So let's talk about the sofa. Here we have a big two-seater, a three-seater, but you can create your own custom composition of the Oldham sofa bed, basically, and you can choose whether you want the wider armrest that you see here or the thinner armrest. I can tell you that I must be very transparent to you, it's not as comfortable as a high-end sofa, or not as comfortable as a high-end sofa bed. At the same time, I can tell you, it's rather firm, you don't sink in. I say it's less comfortable than a high-end sofa bed, because, for example, when you don't have a counter back, you have the backrest, which rests against the back structure. And so, for example, when you do like this, you can with your head, you can touch the structure. And this is why I say that it's less comfortable than a sofa bed. Other than this, I think it gives a very good performance. I can tell you that its seat height is a bit higher than a standard sofa, but it's not higher than the standard sofa bed. So even in this regard, I think it gives a good performance. You can have it in any fabric of our collection, any faux leather. The fabric is completely removable, and so it's also a very practical situation, not only for private homes, but also for those locations which you might want to furnish to be rented to third-party people. For example, in a vacation town, there might be a small apartment that you want to rent out, and this is a very practical situation in those sort of locations. So let's talk about materials. The structure, you can have it in laminates, different laminates. This is concrete pearl, cemento perla, or you can have it in lacquer with multiple colors. Of course, with lacquer you have a higher cost, but you can also consider the possibility of having the basic structure with laminate finishes, and then you could add, for example, lacquer doors or lacquer shelves and create an overall composition. This of course works best when you don't attach the sofa, because when you attach the sofa you have two materials and two colors straight away, but bear in mind, well, we have talked about the sofa, but you are not bound to purchase the sofa option together with the bed. There could be a room, it could be a study where you don't need the sofa and you simply get the Murphy bed, the wall bed. Here we have the Holden bed with the caribou fabric. It's actually a high resistance, super resistant, stain resistant fabric from the AquaClean collection, and this is a microfiber, technically speaking, with this sort of leathery faux leather effect. Very smooth to the touch, and not only super resistant to stains, but also very practical because you can machine wash it at 30 degrees. It's resistant to scratches, and this is why it's perfect not only for guests, not only for people who are going to rent your location, but also for pet owners, and also for when you want to enjoy your glass of wine on the sofa. So we've come to the end of today's product review about the Poker Murphy bed with its optional Oldham sofa bed, and I hope that you like it, and see you next time. Bye bye.